Good afternoon, good day, happy grand rising, all that great stuff. However you celebrate, as I learned something about Pizarro today. She said, no more good mornings, no more hellos, you know. So it's good to know that usually when I speak to her, I usually say, hey, boo, or I say, hey, boo, boo, So I think that's pretty good. So if y'all didn't get that memo today, and y'all out here and y'all speaking to Pizarro, and y'all like, good morning, Pizarro, and all of that, just know if she don't respond, that's why. Okay, so spread the word, which it really makes sense what she said. Hey, TNT family, it's afternoon, sis. Is it morning for you? And here we is talking about the saying good mornings and all of that. Yeah, so if she don't respond, y'all know why. Okay, so spread the word. Hey, Judy. Good afternoon, honey, and thanks for my roses. Thanks for my heart, TNT family. And thank you. Yeah. So let me first start by saying hello. And thank you guys for watching my lives. I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the replay gang, gang, gang. Y'all been ganging on me. Okay. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I really, really do. And shout out to my members. Thank you guys for being members. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to those of you that buy memberships. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. You guys help me reach my goal every month, and I appreciate that. Okay. Shout out to those of you that thumbs me up and share me out. Just know I pray for my whole YouTube family. But those of you that thumbs me up and share me out, I pray a special prayer just for you. I ask God to work things out in your favor. Okay. As long as it's not against me. We don't have to, yes. Oh, okay. Okay. Well then good morning. Good morning, darling. Good morning. Um, we don't have to be best friends. We don't have to be neighbors. None of that. Okay. But I ask God to work things out in your favor. Just for thumbsing me up and sharing me out. Because you went that little extra mile for me. So I can go a little extra for you. I pray for my whole YouTube family. Like I told y'all. Simple little prayer. Lord bless them. Thank them for spending some time with me and all of that great stuff that go along with it. But you that take that time out to click and then click and click and click. Yeah. Those of you, Lord, do a little extra something for them. Okay. Work it out in their favor. Okay. Somebody might be, caught up in something and they need God to literally work it out in their favor. So we're touching and agreeing that He's going to do just that. All right. So God bless you. And I would hope that everybody that find yourself in a situation, whether it's just something to teach you about something in life, or you just found yourself in a situation and you did not know, like, how did I get here? You know, what's going on with pizza? Why? What happened? I don't understand. I like both of you and pizza. Yeah. I love my boo. Um, but yeah, so um, whichever way it go, whatever you going through, um, you know, I hope God work things out for you. Because sometimes we go through things in life, and sometimes we feel like it ain't gonna never end. It's never gonna be over. But believe it or not, somebody done been through what you going through. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, there is an end to it. All right? There is. Now, try not to do nothing nothing that's gonna be permanent to yourself. All right, if you know what I mean. But sometimes we go through things in life that they be what we call life learned long lessons. Okay. Sometimes we go through some things in life because I know I experienced some things, especially like during the time I'll say when I first moved out of my mom's house. Because of course you go through things as teenagers and going through school and first jobs, and we used to have like mayor summer youth jobs and different things like that. You go through things then, but it's something about when you go through something in your adulthood. You know what I mean? And especially like when you done moved out mama house, you paying your own bills and stuff like that. You got your boyfriend and all of that, and he got you as his girlfriend, fiance, and all of that. And even if y'all done had children, and stuff, because some ladies have children early, some couples have children early, you know. But sometimes you just go through some things, regular things in life, out here working on jobs and stuff like that. Um, and I've been through some things that have taught me through the years. Some of that stuff I still hold on to. I'd be like, oh no, I remember this. Good morning, Grandma Love. Good afternoon, Grandma Love. Thanks for the purple hearts. Yeah, I done been through this. I know how this can turn out. And I remember that I need to make sure I do this way or that way. I'll never forget when I left the house and I had my bank account, but I didn't have a car back then. So I was taking the bus. And after I had cashed my paycheck, and I was like, well, instead of the next day going and, going to the bank, getting the money out, then going and paying the bill when I go to the grocery store, because I don't know about y'all grocery stores, they got like an office part where you could pay like your gas and light bills, get money orders, stamps, and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if they still do that because it's been a long time since I did that. So I was thinking, if I had paid my cash, my check, I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna take out my rent, take out my gas bill, all of that. No, I end up getting a check from the bank for my rent because I remember I had put that in the mail. Well, I had it in the envelope. And then I said, then the next day I would just go up and just pay my gas bill at the grocery store, plus pick up my little groceries for the week and come on back home. Like I said, I was on the bus. So, I had my stuff all mapped out. So I had got up that day and I went to work and I said, okay, I'm gonna leave my money and stuff and in my little bag thing at home on the bed. And I had left it at home. I'll never forget, it was $175. I had left it at home on the bed. I mean, not 175, it was $75. And I had left it at home on the bed in an envelope that was marked gas money. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I was always one of them type of people. I had my rent envelope, my gas, my light envelope, my telephone, because we had home phones back then. And so I had left the gas bill envelope on the bed and I had it in my purse that I was going to carry the next day. And I went rushing out the door because the bus was coming. And I was like, damn it, let me go. And plus, I said, I'm going to have to go down to the second stop because that'll give me a little extra time to get to the bus stop. Because if I don't make it for the first one, because where I lived at, I could either go to the first stop because my block was like in the middle. I mean, my house was like in the middle, and I was like, either I could go to the first stop and maybe just been missed it, or I can just go on and just get it, at the second one. So I had went on to the second stop and everything, got there, came back home. I just had to work an 8-hour shift that day. I got back home, y'all, and you know how you just be feeling funny? You just got this weird feeling on you, like somebody, I don't know, like somebody then invaded your privacy. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody then did something. So I was like, oh, I feel funny. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you know how sometimes, you just have a feeling on you. So I kind of like ignored it. I came in and I was always one of those ones, working in hospitals and stuff. You got germs, they teach you about germs. So only thing I'm thinking is, I got just germs all over me. People didn't breathed on me, talked over me. I didn't cleaned up piss and shit and all types of shit today. I just want to go take this stuff off. So my whole thing was always come in, you know, take go straight to the bathroom. I would strip down straight in the bathroom and I would, turn the shower on. Then I go over there, excuse my language, go take me a piss. By the time I was done pissing and stripping out of them clothes and oh Lord, that bra. Um and even back then that girdle too, child, because back then, child, they got the I wear just a little light, what do they call them things? Um Y'all know what we wear now. We don't wear girdles like we used to wear back in the day. We wear damn, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't even think right now. Damn it. But y'all know the panties, the control panties and shit like that we wear that just look like regular underwear. You just pull them up and all of that. And back in the day, we had real girdles where you put on a pair your underwear, your stockings, whatever it is that you wore, and then you pulled the girdle up over it. And that's what helped to hold you in. And as my mama said, you need that girdle because you got a big ass and you don't need to be out here with your ass and shit just shaking all over the damn place. So then you pull the girdle up over it and they would be white, or you can get a white one or you can get a beige one. And it had this funny lace look to it, but it really wasn't lace, but it had that look to it. And that motherfucker was made out of rubber bands or something. I don't know. I've just called it rubber bands. But that damn thing, yeah. So yeah, it was called a girdle though. And you pulled that motherfucker up, and it held your tummy in, gave you a nice little shape, all of that shit, okay? And your shit wasn't jiggling. It would move, but it wasn't moving, like sloppy. Like I see a lot of the young ladies now, and I don't know why they not teaching the young girls that don't do that. They don't teach the young girls to close their legs no more around me when there's a lot of men around. They don't do all of that stuff no more. I don't understand. I don't understand where all the teaching then went. Is it gone with the old folks once the Lord took them off the earth? I still teach that type of stuff. Keep your legs closed, when there's a man in the room. Keep your legs down, stuff like that. They don't teach them that no more. They let them just sit around here. They don't take them to go get the proper bras, for their chests and stuff. I look at some of the little young ladies and stuff. They be out and they look like they got 4-5 titties in one. And it's like, oh my God. Oh, baby, the whole thing is your bra's too small. You got to get a bigger bra. You got to go get checked for your bra size every so often. Sometimes you got to go down, as they're growing, because some girls start losing their baby fat. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a whole lot of stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about it sometime. Perhaps over on the ladies show, we could talk about it and stuff like that. But they don't teach them like that no more. But anyway, I had went, in the bathroom, pulled everything off, jumped in the shower, got out the shower. Now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, let me make me a cup of tea, because that's what I did when I came home. I love me some tea. So I'm drinking my tea. And while I'm drinking my tea, I'm, going through my mail, sitting there at the kitchen table like I still do. I go through my mail sitting at the kitchen table while drinking tea. And so I get done with that, rinse my little cup and stuff out. And I'm like, oh God, let me go in here and get my stuff laid out for tomorrow. And then I'm finna relax. And when I walked in there in my room, I'm with you when you right. Okay, who's that? So fly, hey, how you doing, hon? So I don't blame you. And you know what, so fly, and that's what's up. One thing, and y'all, I'm gonna get back to the story. That's what I respect about a lot of the people that rock with me over here. To rock with Just Krista, it doesn't mean you have to agree with everything I do. I don't agree with everything I do. And I respect people's opinion when they feel like, nah, I don't agree with that. Or, no, Just Krista, you said this and that, but she ain't say that. And then, but respectfully, people respect that. Okay, if that's her understanding that somebody, this, that, or the other thing, then okay, But then that hey, Big Man TV, Big Man, I'm gonna get you. Don't be tell my BB, you finna get it. But I respect the fact that people that you don't have to agree with everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? Um and that you have a way to just like, okay, I'll keep that shit to myself. It ain't that important. You know what I'm saying? But I don't expect for people to agree with everything I do. I don't expect for the people that come over to my chat to chime in if I'm having a problem with somebody. Y'all know I don't tell y'all to jump on no bandwagons and stuff. I don't want y'all to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, just a lot of stuff that yeah, I'm gonna say it anyway, Big Man. I seen your live and with your crazy self. I said, Big Man, no, he is a mess. But only you can get away with what you get away with. That part. So I respect people that come over and do that. That you don't have to agree with everything I do. You don't have to be mad at the people that I'm mad at. You don't have to dislike them. You don't, and that's why I love my old subbies and stuff over here and people that rock with me. People tell me, do you have to say that every live? Yes, I do. Do y'all know how important it is for people to allow you to be you and still support you? Like, y'all got to look at some of the people that support them. If I was them, I wouldn't want to lose their support either. But at the same time, I wouldn't want them telling me, like, if I see you or you bring this person over to your chat and stuff like that, you're going to lose my support. I wouldn't want that. Y'all don't treat me like that. Y'all let me bring over whoever I want to bring over. Y'all respect the fact that me and them then probably fell out and then became friends again. Y'all don't, not that y'all don't care. Y'all just let me be me. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't me. That was the twin. Damn, Big Man. Well, the twin then got you in trouble. So you finna get in trouble. We just say, Judy, yeah, y'all do. And that's such a blessing. It is. It's such a blessing. And I appreciate that. You know why? Because see, that's how I'm gonna treat y'all. I'm not gonna be mad at somebody because y'all mad at them. I'm just not. It has nothing to do with me. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. If you don't like somebody or you don't get along with somebody, that has nothing to do with me. That's between you and that person. So in return, I like it when y'all say, Just Chris, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I see a lot of people that support me that also support others. Now, others will get upset. You know, I don't like Jess Krista. Didn't I see you in Jess Krista's chat? Don't come over here. That's so not fair. That's not fair. And that's why a lot of times I tell people, long as I know I got your support, you don't even got to jump down, because I don't want people coming at you because you support me. Just I'm cool. I'm cool on it. But yeah. So let me finish this before I get on Big Man. So I had went in my room and I looked at the purse that I had on the bed and I said, damn, that purse. Look, I ain't leave that like that. Now wait a minute. I know I was rushing, but I ain't leave it like that. And and did I tell y'all I had just bought a brand new TV and stereo system and all of that stuff too. So I was like, I know I did not leave that like that, but so I went over to the bag and I'm like going through my purse. I'm like, ooh, it's like somebody else had been up in my purse and stuff. I just I felt that violation, like, you know what I mean? Like, again, like that my privacy had been invaded. So when I got ready to get to the envelope, I was like, oh my God, the money is gone. The $75 is gone. And I'm like, hey, Ignited Touch. Thanks for posting my Cash App, sis. Welcome, welcome, sis. And I'm like, oh my God, my money is gone. You know, and so I go back and I'm looking at the lock on my door and I'm like, ain't nobody broke in here. So then I went to my bank receipt. I said, well, maybe I thought I got the money out the bank and I didn't. So I go and I'm looking through my bank receipt. My bank receipt is showing that I had gotten a cashier's, got a money order at the bank and, or cashier's check. I don't know which one I had ended up actually getting. Oh, thank you. Thank you for loving my smile. Um, I don't know which one it was that and it was showing that I had how much cash I had took out. And I'm like, okay, I know I took my 25 out for the week and that was for transportation and all of that. And it was showing the $75 also. So I'm like, you know what? Mm-mm. So I said, before you do that, Krista, go check your pockets. Make sure, go check your jacket pockets and stuff. Maybe you thought you put the money. I'm second guessing myself, but at the same time, I'm feeling some kind of way. I know, but I'm hoping because it's $75 is for my gas bill. I don't need my gas bill to double up on me, and then it's gonna mess up my credit if it's 30 days past. You know what I'm saying? So I got all of that running through my mind. I'm like, shit, it's 2 more weeks before I get paid again because working in the hospitals, you get paid every 2 weeks. So I go and I'm checking my pockets, all of that stuff. I didn't went through some of the drawers where, I keep a little extra. Back then I was keeping a little extra change, a couple extra bucks, it wasn't there. So I looked at my locks on the door. The locks on the door, nothing had been tampered with. So whoever then came up in this is somebody with a key. Okay. So my neighbor downstairs, she was also my landlord. And she's always, of course, she was an older woman. She was always home. But her grandson and her daughter and them used to come by the house. And her grandson was on that stuff. Okay. Now, although I lived upstairs, they still had access to the attic. Now, if I wanted to put something up there, I was more than welcome. I'm not an attic girl. I don't know. Attics scare me. I don't like attics. I don't know. When I think about attics, I just think of somebody up there, waiting to go boo to me. You know what I mean? So, I never liked attics. Now, basements is my thing. I like a basement. I like to go down there, fix it up, make it look, honey, I'll deck it out and make it look like another layer to the house and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I love a basement, on a house, especially when it's finished and all of that. Now, our basement down here, between me and y'all, Girl, it's a real basement. The real concrete walls, the real, we got our storages and stuff like that, our washers and dryers. And you know what's crazy to me too? That some of you guys don't even know about basements. I was like, really? Y'all don't know about a basement? Y'all don't know how people will take a basement, put a red light down in there, put some plaster and stuff around and different things like that and make that into a whole. Listen, a basement could be somebody's bedroom. All of that. I mean, you could store so much stuff or you could fix it up. If you want the big, huge fish tanks and the big, big, big ones, you could fix up a part in your basement. And it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I had a big, huge aquariums because I had a real big one down up in mine. Yeah, the basements is the joint. But anyway, I'm a basement girl. I'd rather have a basement on my home than an attic. No, them attics. I don't even want no attic on the house. Okay, no, thank you. Yeah, just cut that part off. Give me something flat so I can make sure ain't nothing up there. But anyway, I looked through everything. And so I went and I knocked at the door downstairs. Because sometime the old lady, she would be down there. She would have her door open, when I would come home and stuff. But it was cold. So some days, the door wasn't open or she'll leave it kind of cracked just enough so she can peek out and see me, going back up the stairs or something. And she'll be like, hello, how you doing? Or something. And I'll stop at the door and talk to her or whatever. But the door hadn't been open, but I didn't pay it no attention. It's wintertime. Everybody is kind of like minding their own business, going in, out, and trying to get back in the house and probably get in bed or whatever. So I went downstairs and I knocked at the door and I said, excuse me. I said, is your grandmother here? And he was like, no, my grandmother haven't been here for about a week. She's been over at my mom's and she hasn't been feeling good or whatever. I said, oh, okay. Now, I didn't know at the time that they was taking the mom out the house because she was in her 90s. They were taking her out the house and they were giving everything over to the grandson. Now, I didn't told y'all this grandson is on drugs and stuff. Him and his buddies. So they're letting the son take over Granny's house. Okay, I ain't know all of this. So I asked the son, I said, and I had a deep freezer. I've always had a deep freezer. And the grandmother, one of the churches or like neighborhood people that come for the elderly thing, they had dropped her, one of the neighbors had signed her up for some type of food basket during the holiday. So they had brought her a turkey. And she said, I don't have room for the turkey. Is it okay if I keep it in your freezer? And I told her, sure, it's okay. And she would always say, one day when my daughter and them come, I'll let them, get the turkey and take it home so they can cook it. I was like, listen, it's not bothering me. It's just fine. So that was going on too. And that part, y'all gonna find out why, I brought that up. So the grandson, he told me what was going on. And he was kind of like looking stupid. And his eyes and shit was all big. And you know how them people is when they didn't smoke some drugs, their eyes be big as like they didn't see a damn deer, like they could see right through you. It's like, motherfucker, can you squint or something? Their eyes be big as hell, looking at you. And so I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, did you hear anybody come into the house or anything like that? Hey, Tata Baby 4400. Hey. And hey, Two Wheels. What's up, baby? Hey. I was like, so did somebody come in or anything? No. Nobody's been here. So I'm looking back at the doors. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. I know ain't nobody been here. So I asked him, I said, have you been home all day? Have you, no, I said, have you been here? Because I didn't know it was his home yet. I said, have you been here all day? And he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been here all day. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So y'all, I went upstairs and then I went back downstairs and I opened up the door and I knocked at his door. I said, I got the door open because the police are on their way here. Oh, the police? What happened? What's going on? I said, someone broke into my apartment and they stole my gas bill money. So I filed in a police report. Oh, wait, what? Oh my, I didn't hear anybody come in. And I said, you know what? You didn't hear nothing. You didn't say nothing. You didn't see nothing. There's no need for you to be talking to me. Don't don't worry about it. I said, I just want you to know why this door is open. You know, the front door is open. And I went walking back up the stairs. So he was still out there in the hall. Oh my God, what could who? And I could hear him. And one of his friends was, well, I don't know what happened, and this and that. And I said to myself, yep. So when the police came, I told them what had happened and stuff, and they said, well, we can give you an incident, number and stuff, and I mean, what you want? You want fingerprints and stuff done? I said, I want fingerprints. I want all types. What can you do? And so he was like, the police officer, he was like, well, to be honest with you, I don't even know how the whole fingerprint thing is going to work because there's no sign of breaking and entry. Whoever it was that came in your house clearly got a key, you know. And I'm like, that's exactly what I said, is somebody with a key. Now, mind y'all, ain't nobody else got no key to my house. Only other person got a key to my house is my mama, and she at work. My nieces, them, they was little kids back then. I said, the only other person that got a key to my house is my mama, and she at work driving school buses, And so the one officer, he said, Krista, he said, come here 1 second. He said, I'm looking at your door where the door kind of closes and go in and out. He said, and he said, I don't know if this is from you or what, but it does appear to be like it's some type of chipping right up here in the lock part where you could tell like somebody probably took something sharp and put it in there and kind of like chipped the wood back a little bit. And I didn't even see that at first. But see, that's why that's why the professionals are the professionals. You know what I'm saying? So looked up in there, sure enough, up in the lock, you can see where's honey, they had then came up in there, honey, then used some type of knife or a screwdriver, honey, and picked my lock. I said, well, there we go. So he said, well, with that being done, then maybe they can come and, do what they do and all of that stuff. But before they could come back and do all of this stuff with fingerprints and all of that stuff, the people downstairs, Mr., Smokey them, he gonna come upstairs. Krista, the only thing is, I just want to talk to you about something. And then his friend told him the cops are back, like that. And he was like, oh, and ran back down the stairs. So I said, I don't know. I said, the young man downstairs came up to say something, but his friend told him that y'all was back and he left. So he said, well, hold on. He said, well, we were knocking at the door earlier and no one answered because we wanted to ask them ourselves if they had seen anything or heard anything, or did they see somebody leaving the place? What was they wearing, or something. He said, but nobody answered the door. I said, well, I didn't know y'all were down there knocking. He said, oh yeah, we knocked while they had you and, talking to you about the other stuff. Yeah. He told them, no, we didn't see nothing. We didn't hear nothing. We've been here all day. This, that, and the other thing. The only thing we did, we went up in the attic to get some things. I said, you went up in the attic to get some things? Oh, okay. Interesting. Now, mind you, to go up to the attic, you got to go past my apartment. And it's only just this little floor space. It's like my apartment door to go straight into my apartment, or you just turn slightly the other way and you open up the attic and go upstairs into the attic. Both of them, both doors have locks on them. Okay. So I'm thinking your grandmother wouldn't want y'all up there in that attic because she got a lot of personal things up there. She been told me about that attic, which is another reason I didn't want to put nothing up there because I ain't want nobody saying, well, you have a key to the attic and we got some stuff that's missing that's a part of our family. And you know what I'm saying? So I always told her, no, I don't need no key to the attic because I don't plan on putting nothing in the attic. Cause and plus I don't fuck with attics. You know what I'm saying? So you could see where they had picked the attic lock and everything. The police left, they did whatever they did. Y'all, I kept sitting there. I kept sitting there. Remember, I told y'all about the turkey that they had sent for the grandma. Y'all, and we just talking, y'all. I told y'all about the turkey that they had sent for the grandmother, and I was saving it for it. Hey, Dreamy. And I was keeping it for her in my deep freezer. Y'all, when I kept sitting there thinking about that these is the MFers that broke into my house, I said, yeah, they broke in here. So by then, my mom then got off from work. She didn't got home, so she heard my message on the answering machine. And so she was like, what? Somebody broke in your house? What's going on? And I was crying and I was like, Mom, I was like, yeah, I came in. So I told her what had happened. I said, they stole my gas bill money. Hey, pretty pink. Good afternoon. Yes. And said, oh, thank you. I said, they stole my gas bill money and all that. So my mother, she's like, let me tell you something, Krista. She said, I'm not saying thank God that they took your money. She said, because I don't agree with that. She said, but you just got your TV and your stereo and you got a really nice place. You got other nice things in there. She said, you could have came home and they had taken more than that. She said, so think about it that way. It's a reason that you went on and just left that $75 on that bed, $80 or whatever it was, on that bed in that bag. Because you could have came up in there and they could have taken half your house out of there. TVs and radios and VCRs, little stereos and all them little things you got in there. I had the little VCR television in the kitchen. Y'all remember the little one with the VCR at the bottom of it? I had one of them in my kitchen, and she's like, and they could have came in there and took all of that. So it was a reason that they just end up seeing that and went in there, went rambling through the purse that you had on the bed and came up with $80 worth of cash. And that was enough, you know. So shortly after that, then I started, when I would go to work, I would have my brother come over to the house and stay. And the one day, and I know it was them, because the one day I had just left for work, they didn't know my brother had came. Okay. Now my brother, he was a, God rest his soul, he was a hustler, baby. I just want y'all to know. So hustlers do what they do, they carry what they carry, and they handle stuff the way they handle stuff. You know what I mean? So I leave and go to work. They at the house downstairs. And soon as I left and walked down, because I walked down to the second bus stop, My brother said, when you left out the door, he said, I don't know if they was looking out the window or what. He said, but about 3 minutes after you left, they came, they opened up the door. They opened up the outside door. Look, he said, look back and forth to see if they, I guess, could see, like, did she have to come back for anything? Is she gone? She must be gone. He said they closed the door downstairs. And he said, and then they started coming up the stairs. My brother said he took the door and cracked it just a little bit for them to see him and hear his voice. And he said he told him, I don't know what you plan on coming up here doing, but you gonna catch a bad damn decision. And he said right away, he said one of them took off running, and I guess ran back down the stairs, and the other one want to explain, oh no, we were gonna go up in the attic and this and that. He was like, yeah, and then what? You was gonna stop by my sister's house and see what the fuck you can get. He's like, man, let me tell you, if I ever find out that you was the motherfuckers that came up in my sister's shit, he said, yeah, we I'm gonna take care of that. I promise you, I'm gonna take care of that. No, we're not. But mind you, they on that shit. They know my brother is a hustler. So all at the same time, they trying to ask him, if you ever need some work and stuff done, if this and that and that and that. And my brother, he was like, uh-huh. I wanted to know, I see what kind y'all is. Uh-huh. Man, my brother, who is that? Let me put my glasses back on because I don't want to. Y'all know I can't hardly see without them glasses on. Who is that? P? Oh, shit. Try not to touch this charger. P? Okay. PEA? 19? Hi. How are you? But my brother, he ended up, and I told my brother, I said, I know it was them that came up in my house, but I don't know if I told y'all I picked up that whole turkey after getting off that telephone with my mother. I picked up that whole frozen turkey, stood on that middle step, and because I couldn't hold it no further, I took that big old turkey, y'all, and I tried to bust through their fucking door with it. I took that turkey and threw it straight at their fucking door. That big, frozen turkey. My mother said, do you know you could have broke them people's door knobs or whatever, and they could have called the police and had your brother arrested? I didn't think like that at first. I was like, I didn't care because I know it was them. I was like, you better let that stuff go. But shortly after that, I ended up, some other things ended up taking place. But I ended up moving. I don't even know how I got there. We've been talking about that for almost an hour. Y'all see how I do? And y'all just let me go on to the left. Y'all know how I'll take a story and keep right on going with. Y'all supposed to rear me back, But anyway, so shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for allowing me to be me. Shout out to my old subbies. Shout out to my new subbies. I am your host, Just Krista, aka Just Krista Pills. My pleasure, my promise is I promise to entertain you. And if for some reason you find you are not being entertained, I'm going to ask that you just tap me on my shoulder, whichever one you choose. We'll add some lighter fluid to that thing and fire it up, okay? Yeah, Judy, you even let me. Judy, like, girl, just keep talking. I'm probably keeping you awake or something at work. I mean, not awake, keeping you company or something at work. But shout out to y'all and thank y'all. But yeah, so speaking of being Miss Pills, yesterday, did you guys watch Pizzaro'S live? It was, when I tell you, I am a person that certain things just annoy me and I try not to. And that's why I understand when people say certain things about me. You know what I'm saying? Certain people's voices just annoy me. You know, thanks if not touch for wishing me a beautiful weekend. Oh, that was her? Wait a minute. Because I only seen beautiful weekend and I was supposed to be going right back to the comment where I seen that. Wait a minute. Let me see something before I get on that, y'all. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, it do say J. Cole, Judy Cole. Okay. Okay. All right. So she didn't. Okay. I was about to say, did she say she was leaving or something to everybody? I retired. Oh, okay. Okay, good. So you right there with me. Okay. So yesterday at Pizzaro's live, y'all, like I said, certain people, their voices. I don't know what it is. I cannot stand that lady, that lady bone, that lady skeleton. I cannot stand that woman's voice. It's loud. It's just, it's not even that sexy. You know how women that talk raspy, they got that sexy voice to them, those raspy voices. Cause like back in the day when we used to have answering machines at our house, and if I would get a cold or something, oh my God, I used to change my message right away. I would be on that motherfucker because I'm like, oh, I get to say something sexy. You know, I'll play like a little song, a little nice little song or something. Like, your love is one in a million and all of that stuff. You know, a little bit piece of Aaliyah or something. You know, something sexy. And then I'll be on some, hello, this is Krista. I'm not available for your call right now, but if you leave a message, I will get back to you. You know, stuff like that. And it would have that nice little raspiness to it. And then I play a little bit more of the song. Oh my God. You talking about niggas calling you and then hanging up to call back to listen to your answering machine. And you can see how many, then they came out with caller ID. Y'all remember them little gray boxes where they had, and they started showing people's name and their phone number. I think it started out, it would just show your phone number. Then they got real technical with it. They start putting the people's name on that motherfucker. OMG. Okay. And I had one. Listen, that one's not working. Can I get another one? Shit. So now I got one on the kitchen phone. I got one in here in the bedroom. Shit. If I tell them one more then broke, I can end up with one in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Then they was like, oh, you can buy as many as you like. Oh shit, let's go. Okay. Y'all remember the caller ID boxes? Shit, you couldn't tell me nothing. Motherfucker, I got one here somewhere in the goddamn house just in case your ass want to go and erase all them motherfuckers that you think you know where, you know, because they could go through and erase the calls, right? So I used to have me an extra one in my back bedroom because I always had an apartment with 2 bedrooms. I had to have at least 2 bedrooms. I had one in the back bedroom that I used to keep up underneath the corner of the bed on the floor, way down there in the corner. That motherfucker didn't know. Okay. That phone was on, you know, where I would turn the ringer off. He didn't know that the little box was connected to that bitch. Okay. Shit, don't fuck with it. Don't mess with it. Then they came out with the home telephones with that on there. JC, you. Oh, thank you. Shit, wait a minute. Don't psych me up, Dreamy. Don't psych me up. I've been to hit a tune on y'all ass. I've been to shit. I've been to did it. Okay. Okay. Then they came out with the telephones with the caller ID already built into that motherfucker. Oh my God. What we getting ready to do now? Okay. And you can see when somebody then went through the motherfucking calls and went boop, boop, boop. Let me erase this one. Boop, boop, boop. Let me erase that one. All right. And y'all remember when you could hit the, what was that button? What was it? Was it star 69? and it would tell you the last number that called your damn house. Oh my God. Listen, I thought we thought we was doing the motherfucking thing, okay? Shit, you was busting out niggas left and right, you know? So yeah, them damn caller IDs ain't no joke. But anyway, I women with the little raspy voices, it is sexy. My mama had like a little raspiness to her voice, just a little slight little raspiness, not a big raspiness, just a little raspiness to her voice. And I used to say, when I get grown, I want to talk like my mom. You know, I want to have one of them voice, a cute voice, you know. And so with that lady, I cannot stand her voice. She's just loud. And then she lies so much. And she just sit there and she just tell lies for no reason, just because they're available, I guess. The lies are available. I don't know. And last night she came on. First she was saying, trying to take credit that, oh, she was the one who broke up Hills and I and all this stuff. I'm like, you broke us up? Who said we was broke up? Who said that? I thought that was a decision for me and him to make. Oh, okay. Anyway, I told him this, and I guess she was typing all of that in the chat. Y'all know I don't read no chat, you know. So I'm like, okay. So then when I got up on the panel, you know, and I was explaining, you know, what had happened between us and stuff. We was talking about it or whatever. Then she came up there. She had came for Lolo. Something about because Lolo didn't want to meet up with her, and they thinking that it has something to do with this person or that person and all of this other stuff that I don't know nothing about, you know. So when she was up there, it was so much confusion. It's like the panel was just loud. It was like a demon. It was like, what the hell is going on? Why is it so much irritation? Why is it so much just, going on right now? And then she was like, oh, I'm here. I'm trying to get me some gas. And I'm trying to, you know, just screaming and yelling. It was like, oh, my ears. Oh, my ears. So I did like I do with certain ones of them. I turn my shit all the way down until I see their bubbles stop moving or I see them leave, one or the other. I'm not, oh shit. I'm not getting ready to sit here. Y'all, I hope I'm be able to turn my live off because I think Hypnotic then went to work. I'm gonna I might have to cut this off, y'all. Yeah, but I'm not finna sit here and just listen to all of that noise and that nonsense and that just whatever it is she got going on. You know, it's just annoyance, you know. And so she was over there and then she was going at Lolo and all of this. And they were saying, well, why do you feel whatever you feel about Lolo, not just bottom line, like not wanting to meet up with you and you say you were just trolling. And I was thinking to myself, because not only do the men reject her, now it's women rejecting her as just a friend. Because it's not even that she wanted a date with Lolo or anything like that. But here it is that Lolo is this older woman, such as myself, going to Vegas. Hey, Mr. Williams. Thank you. I enjoyed the music last night. Guess what? I fell asleep while listening to it. I fell asleep while listening to it. I said, Mr. Williams didn't put me to sleep. Ain't that about something? I slept good too. So thank you. Thank you. You know, music is what I listen to at night anyway. And thanks for my roses. So I was thinking to myself, not only do the men reject her, and so she has no other choice but to say, "Oh, I'm not I'm not feminine. I'm just the buddies, and I'm just the this and the that." Making up excuses because she really wished the men would like her. She wished they would be able to see something in her that they like, and it's just not happening. You know what I mean? So I mean, I guess it must be. It's like it. It's like feeling like you're something within yourself, but others know and see you as somebody else. Like, like I feel sexy about myself most of the time, and I tell anybody, I if I don't feel sexy, I'm gonna start checking myself out. Like, what's going on with me? I'm gonna go get me a candle and burn it, a shower. I'm gonna start planning me some makeup, and ain't nobody here to see it but me. I don't care. I'm gonna take my hair and do something with it. Like my sexy level gotta be at a yeah. I gotta feel sexy. If I start feeling like some of my sex, that don't work for me. I'm getting ready to go take a bath. I'm getting ready to turn on some nice love music, love songs and stuff like that. Some nice R&B and stuff. Okay, burn my candles. Turn dim the lights and shit like that. I'm getting ready to do all of that because I have to feel sexy. I like feeling sexy. I'm about to slide into something that make me feel sexy. All of that. Okay? Yeah, a nice long t-shirt. What I do sometime, y'all, listen, big girls, let me tell you, how sometimes, we just want to wear our t-shirt and our panties on. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes as big girls, we can't always just go to the regular ladies department and just get, the t-shirts to fit real slouchy, big, and have your underwear on too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And sometimes I go over to the men's department and get their big t-shirts. And that way, because that way, even when you wash them, they gonna still be big. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can buy a big t-shirt in your, the lady size or whatever, and it'll fit you slouchy. And then when you go and wash and dry that motherfucker, you come back, it's fitting you perfect. Like, girl, you can go and put them on, but you a pair of your leggings, and going out the door. Put your jewelry and your cute little sandals and your purse and stuff on, girl, and going out the door. It's no longer just this big shirt, that you just feeling sexy, ain't got no bra on, so the titties under there just, going around with you, and but you got your panties on, just in case, you need to bend over or something like that, I don't know. It just feels cute. But anyway, um, and sometimes I go over to the men's department and get some of their big shirts because they fit you real big and you can wash them, dry them, and they still gonna fit you big. They gonna shrink a little bit, but they still gonna fit you big. So clock that T, big girls. Okay. Well, thank you for being here, dear. You welcome. You welcome. Thank y'all for my roses. But yeah, you can go and do that. So I'm just when I was saying that, I'm just saying I have to feel sexy. Or I gotta go get one of my cute nightgowns and put that on. The ones with the little straps on it, the black one. I need that one. That satin one. Let me put that motherfucker on. Because I need to feel cute and sexy. You know, I need to just sit here with my little furry slippers on. I ain't finna walk around in these motherfuckers, but I just want to just put them on while I'm just sitting here. Some days behind the damn camera, that's what I do. I just sit there and talk to y'all, and I'm dressed up, looking cute. To me, I'm feeling sexy. Okay, I ain't showing y'all, but I'm feeling sexy. And I'm talking to y'all. It doesn't matter. I have to feel sexy. So I can't imagine feeling that way about myself. And then when I go and look in the mirror, it's a monster. So that's what she experiences. You can tell that it's a part of her that wants to feel like she feel about herself. She feels like she's cute. She feels like she's sexy. You can look at the way when she be like doing her little dancing and stuff in the chair, going ow, ow, just moving her bones back and forth. And ain't a titty jiggling, ain't a piece of ass meat jiggling, nothing. Ain't no thigh, ain't no loose thigh meat, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everything is like somebody took a skeleton and spray painted it brown and said, now get the fuck on out the way. Go do what you got to do. Or they took that skeleton and they took some saran wrap and just stretched it all around the skeleton, painted it brown, and they said, here's Lady Snoop. She really looks like, even from her smile, even her feet, her hands look just like the skeleton. And I'm not just picking on nobody. I'm telling the fucking truth and shaming the devil. She looked just like a real live skeleton that somebody took and just smeared skin on it. Or they took saran wrap and just put it around it and they painted it brown and said, here you go. Now get the fuck on. And they put a piece of hair on it. Yeah. So to feel one way and then you look in the mirror and you look like something else, that must be a sad, sad occasion. So what do? You come back because you're looking for attention. You come online looking for attention just like the rest of us do. We come on here to talk a little stuff and all of that stuff. Y'all, let me see where this charger is because I don't want this thing to make I can't turn it off. It won't even show me. All the way low, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit.